Okay, it is 5 o'clock. I will call this September 9th, 2014 meeting of the Energy Awareness Commission to order. We will begin with item number 1. First off, I would like to welcome our 2 new members. Lonnie Carpenter, welcome to the Energy Awareness Commission Board. We'll give you a second to just tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll all introduce ourselves. Sean Fingland, is that right?
That is correct.
Welcome. Why don't we just go around the round and introduce ourselves?
Rick Hoke.
Nice to meet you.
Lonnie Carpenter. We resided in Lake Benton, just across the way, about right on the South Dakota border. Pioneered a church there. That's what I do, pioneer churches.
All
And
right.
we came here because we felt called to come here, and we're still here.
Well,
Been here
very
for
good.
a year and a month now.
Welcome.
Thank you.
John Hoikert, retired.
Russ Brown, retired. I work part-time at Alliance Bank.
That's advertising. Wayne Stolt, I'm the president. Russ is the vice president.
All right, William Swanson, Energy Services Representative. I'm an advisory member.
I'm Bernice Schmitz. I'm retired.
Jim Flatto, retired.
And Sean Fingland. I was born and raised in Winnipeg, Canada, and came to New Ulm via Kraft Foods. This is actually my second tour in New Ulm with Kraft Foods. My wife, Teresa, and I have 2 children, a 6-year-old girl, Megan, 8-year-old boy, Joey, and Megan was actually born here when we were here before. Been with Kraft for 8 years and expect to be here for many more.
Well, thank you and welcome, Sean. Anxious to get to know both of you a little bit better. So if you have any questions or if there's anything you'd like to know about our meeting, feel free to ask any of us, or William has his phone number on there. He will be glad to fill you in. Okay, then we will go on to item number 2 to review the minutes from the April 8th meeting. If you all just take a minute or 2 to review those.
Thank you, Wayne.
Good. Okay, well, before we proceed with the minutes, we have our last member that will join us, Bill Firth. Thank you. And it's great. We have a full agenda and a full quorum. Everyone is here. Okay, you've all had a chance to review the minutes. Are there any additions or corrections?
Mr. President, if I may, while preparing the minutes, a portion of the video that I had reviewed, I was not able to access. I was able to access that at a later time, and I'm afraid I forgot the flash drive that I had stored that on, so I do not have it with today. I was unable to send it. I would advise, we can discuss any changes to the current version that we have at this time, but I would consider tabling the motion to approve these minutes until our next meeting.
Okay, you've heard William's comments, so I will look for a motion to approve the minutes with the tabling of the part that William will present till our next meeting. We have a motion by Ricky. Is there a second? We have a second by John. Is there any other additions or corrections? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Item number 3, we will go into our CIP income and expense summary, and this will be as of August 31st, 2014. Did everyone receive one of these? Bill doesn't have one. Do you have an extra one?
I have some.
That's okay, we can share.
Okay, well, I seem to have misplaced the extra copies here.
Okay. All right, then we'll turn it over to you, William.
All right. Some key points would be, first of all, we're at about 46%, which I would say is fairly typical for this portion of the year. So a big jump since the last time we looked at it. And some upcoming programs. The furnace cleaning rebate program has just begun. If you'll notice, it's about 23% at the moment. And this program tends to span over 2 different program years. So a few months of the program get carried over into the next year. So we're seeing the shorter portion. The longer portion will be beginning or has begun just a few days into eligibility for that program. The high efficiency lighting program, about 68% or so. I'd say that's fairly typical. I might expect it to be a little higher, but we might be starting to see the lighting retrofits tail off a bit as most people have changed from their T12 to T8 lighting. And then the solar electric rebate, I did get a call stating that there is interest in putting in a 7 kW and a 2 kW system. And there's been some interest in that 7 kW system for a while. But if those two go through, I guess it would be a maximum of $5,000 for that, but it could be up to $7,000 for that rebate, so it'd be a fairly good chunk. And then the other thing would be the low income program. I guess the program isn't complete at this time, and I have asked, we should be able to carry over this year's funds into next year and add them together if it's not completed in time to be used for this program's year. So just a note there. And that should conclude my summary of the CIP income and expense programs. Are there any questions?
William, they're on that low-income program there. When do you expect that to be taken care of? Because we've been at this for over 2 years now, I think.
Well, I guess it's been about 1 year that we have been working on the program, and I guess I didn't pressure the state and some of my other resources. I did put some more pressure on them just recently, and they did get back to me.
What about that thing that we'd sent off to the city attorney to have it written up? Did we ever get the new one back from there?
We did, and I guess it would be my hold up on that. I had a few changes that I wanted to see. Not necessarily the city attorneys.
Well, whoever did it, but...
Yep. So, yeah, I did. I had received that document back. And we'll be looking at those changes again. I had been working on our reporting for our conservation improvement programs for the previous year. And we can discuss that more with the low income update.
Are there any other additions or comments for William on the income and expense summary? If not, I will look for a motion to approve that report as presented. We have a motion by Ricky.
I'll second.
We have a second by Sean. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. And we will go into item number 5. Bill Stauffer, the rebate information. Let's see. Ricky, is that, or William, excuse
Oh,
me, is that
yep.
something you're going to be?
Yeah, the bill stuffer I will talk about. Again, this year we're doing a bill stuffer, and that should actually be coming out in this month's billing already. And that's going to include information. We're covering most of our winter programs. And then things that can go year-round, Energy Star appliances. Mainly, we're touching on the furnace discount program, which I had mentioned we're starting up, and also furnace installs. Although furnace installs tend to happen throughout the year, sometimes they can be done in the summer months when it's not so critical to have the furnace installed. But there are some more emergency type repairs this time of year. Programmable thermostats, and then coming towards the end of, or I guess now would be a tree planting season, so our relief tree program for planting shade trees. And then also with that is a stuffer for the Public Power Week. So we plan to have Public Power Week in Niels Park to kind of celebrate our water tower. And Public Power Week is typically celebrated by public power electric cooperatives, or I guess public power entities. But I think since we cover multiple different utilities here in New Ulm, we sometimes combine these events. So that will be Thursday, October 9th, something to keep in mind if you are able to attend. That would be 3 till 6:30 p.m. And I'd say watch for the bill stuffer in the mail and hold on to that document. And I can pass these down so you can take a look at the document and see what we're advertising.
What was the date on that?
It's October 9th.
October.
Okay, thank you for the updates on that, William. Then we will go into item number 6, our conservation calendar. Our photo submission deadline will be by September 30th. William, again, do you want to update us on that?
Yeah, well, I've recently gotten in some local community photos, which is great contribution. A few of them have been really good. And this year I do have a couple hard copy photos, and either one is fine. We do like to use digital photos, but a regular photo is just fine to submit. And we're looking for community involvement with that. If you have any local photos of goings on here in New Ulm or the immediate area, or especially if you have anything about energy conservation or even the public utilities, certainly we use some of our own photos for that. But feel free to submit them to us. If you have last year's calendar, you can find that submission information in the front of the calendar. And then going on to item B, we do have a tips and facts area on each month of the calendar that we send out. And we're open to ideas there. Bringing it before the commission if you have any specific ideas there that we could look at. Otherwise, people in the community, if you have an energy saving tip that would be good for mainly residential customers, but also occasionally business customers, you can feel free to contact me and we can look at putting that into the calendar and getting the word out about it. So, maybe we could open that up for discussion if any of the Energy Awareness Commission members have, any ideas for tips and facts that we could cover. Many of you are aware of the conservation calendar, I guess, for our newer members or who might be newer to town as well. For the past several years, we've put out a conservation calendar, which includes various local events and then various tips about, say local parks or energy conservation, and even just, facts such as cost of electricity, or, or water conservation tips, things like that. So we look for new ideas to kind of keep that lively.
You would like to have tips for like the wastewater plant and all that stuff too? Is that what you're talking?
Well, yeah, it certainly could be wastewater tips. If you
So for
have,
all public departments?
yeah, it could be for electricity or natural gas. Could be steam or water, wastewater services. Those would be the things that we generally look for. Less so recycling tips, but they can still be useful. Things that would generally fall into the conservation theme. We generally, for the conservation calendar, since it goes out to mostly residential customers, would be the largest pool that it goes to. Most of them should be geared more towards the residential level.
Okay.
Okay, are there any other questions or comments for William in regard to our conservation calendar? Then we will go into our item number 7. Are there any commissioner comments? I guess I'd just like to give Sean and Lonnie just a basic thing of what our commission is, as it's written. It says the commission serves as an advisory capacity to the mayor, city council, Public Utilities Commission, and the city staff. The purpose and function of this commission is as follows: to establish an energy policy for the city, to assist the city government in implementing mandatory and voluntary programs to save energy and money, to disseminate and encourage the utilization of information regarding conservation and alternative sources of energy by the residential and commercial community, to develop new ideas and identify concerns for action by the Minnesota Department of Public Service, and to develop local solutions to local energy problems. So basically, we have anything to do with that has to do with energy programs that where people can help save energy for the city. That's basically what our program is about. Are there any additional commissioners' comments? This seems like it's going to be rather a short meeting.
Can we get copies
Ricky.
of that? Can we get copies of that passed out again next
Yes,
meeting?
I will make sure everyone gets a copy of this. In fact, I just came upon that, so I will make sure everyone gets a copy of that. Okay, if there is no other business, our next meeting, again, will be Tuesday, October 14th. It's always the second Tuesday of the month at 5:00 p.m. And the Energy Awareness Commission does not meet during the months of May through August. We meet from September again through April at 5:00, and it's always here in the City Council chambers unless there's a change by William. And I'm not sure if, William, do you have their email addresses? So if not, would you give that to
Sure.
William before this evening or something? Yeah. All right, if there is no other business, I will look for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
We have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Meeting is adjourned.